Shout out to the Cows gang. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer, and welcome to the show, Victim or Volunteer. What I want y'all to do, grab the nearest couch, sit back, and enjoy the ride.
Man, Cows Gang, I'm here to talk to y'all today about my homeboy, Michael Strahan, who's been accused of being unpatriotic at the national anthem. For those that don't know, like, what did he do that was so unpatriotic? That was anti-United States, anti-flag, that was anti-veteran. You want to know what he did? He stood there and didn't have his hand over his heart. You can't make and they is up at an uproar. You would think he did a drive-by at a damn NFL game. We're gonna talk about this, but before we do that, I need y'all to get the couch and all rise for the Star-Spangled couch song. Oh, say, can you see the couch I got for me? I'm so blessed and I'm proud to say I paid for this aloud. Let the haters go and hate, because I can afford to pay. Through the land and the sea, this is mine till eternity.
Bruh.
And I'm cool on with it. Those don't like it, I don't give a shh. That's it. Now, this right here just came out of nowhere. And we gotta talk about this. This was at an NFL game, the New York Post. We're gonna talk about this one. But you know what? Before we get into the New York Post, let's go ahead and play the little segment showing Michael Strahan not putting his hand on his heart. Now, y'all see that? Now, let me ask y'all this. Do it look like he was being disrespectful? Do it look like he was trying to protest for something? Y'all let me know. But let's go back to the New York Post. Now, the GMA co-host mentioned a heartfelt moment during Monday Night Football when the ESPN broadcast showed a Marines reunion with his family for Veterans Day. You know what I'm saying? He posted a message honoring his father, Major Gene W. Strahan Sr., who he said served 23 years in the Army and was a proud member of the 82nd Airborne Division. And the reason why I went straight to that, because basically what he tried to tell people, like, without saying it, I wasn't being unpatriotic. My father was a military soldier. I have love for the military. I have love for this country. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. But so basically, you know, he was at the, I want to say it right, because there's so much stuff they saying. But he was at the Naval Base in San Diego doing the Fox NFL Sunday, a special pre-Veteran Day broadcast, right? And he's getting a lot of this backlash for his mannerisms during the national anthem, right? Now, for those who don't know who Michael Strahan is, he was an NFL player, won some rings. He was with the Giants. He worked for Good Morning America. He have done a lot of interviews with the best, controversial. He also had situations in his personal life when he went through the divorce with his, I believe his second wife, and fighting for equal custody, going through the ringer. He got twin daughters with her. going through the ringer with the child support, trying to get more money child support. So that's the only thing I ever heard that was really controversial with Michael. But this right here, I'm actually surprised and I'm shocked. And it's definitely unfortunate because from what he's saying is, it's nothing like that. You know, he was just amazed on the situation. Matter of fact, I don't want to just read this whole New York Post. Let me let you hear what he had to say in regards to being unpatriotic.
Everybody, it's Michael here, and I want to address what happened this past weekend. And I feel like I need to address it because it spilled over to the point where I get out of my car today and I'm ambushed by a media outlet here at my house, which I'm not proud of the way I handled that whole situation. But I think anybody out there can understand the things you're going to do. You're going to protect your family and you're going to protect your home, which is what I felt like I needed to do in that moment. And it all stems from this past weekend in San Diego with my Fox crew. 2 days in San Diego with the Navy SEALs and with all the other sailors there. And then a 2-hour show praising the military and all that they've done for us, celebrating Veterans Day. And we had our national anthem. I didn't have my hand over my chest. Everyone thought he's protesting. He's making a statement, which is so far from the truth. I have nothing to protest. I have no statement to be made. The only statement that should be made and that I want to make is I love the military. I've always loved the military and I will always love the military. I do so many programs to help veterans and soldiers. I grew up on a military base with a father who's a major in the Army. My brother, my sister, my cousins, they all served in the military. I'm a military brat. And so the fact of somebody saying that, I'm unpatriotic couldn't be any further from the truth. And if you want the truth, I'll tell you the truth, is that I was caught up in the moment. I'm looking at all these young sailors standing there at attention before the national anthem played, and I'm thinking to myself, how incredible. How incredible to be that young and to know that you want to do this. Like, it's such a commitment, but you're willing to commit to something that gives us our freedoms. Plain and simple. I'm just sitting there in amazement, in which I'm always amazed because I don't take it for granted no matter where we go around the world, from Afghanistan to all the military institutions here in this country. And by the time I looked up from that moment, all my 5 guys had their hands over their hearts, the national anthem playing. I somewhat panicked and I'm like, do I be the fool that puts his hand over his heart after? Or do I just stand here with my hand in front of me respectfully? Which that's what I did. That's what happened. And if that offended any of our military and veterans, I apologize to you because that was never my intent. I'm a product of the military, a proud lover of the military, and a proud lover of all those who served before, now, and who will serve in the future.
So you heard it right there, folks. He said that, he was just so amazed, happy, his family roots in the military. And he said basically about time he thought about it, was like, it was really too late. Why do it now? It's been, his hands been down that long, right? So what he said in New York Post, or at least, his quote, he said, I've just seen criticism of Michael Strahan. I apologize. This from the Glazer, who wrote Monday. Let me tell you this. I don't know if I have a friend who is more proud of his military roots than Michael. Growing up in the Army base, constantly talking about what he learned from his dad, Major Gene Strahan, and how his time there shaped him. I heard it constantly, still do. Now, Michael Strahan didn't expect that negative backlash, according to Daily Mail, which reported he would not be disciplined by Fox Sports. It's also said that his peers have his back and understand that he wasn't making a moment about himself. There isn't going to be any type of punishment or fine going Michael's way, a source told the outlet. He may address it, but he is weighing his options because he never thought this would have ever been a thing. He knows the man he is, and he almost doesn't want to address the controversy to give it more life. Now, Michael wants Veterans Day to be for those men and women who deserve it and deserve the praise, to be in the conversation this way and to extend the talk on what people think he was doing. It will be a disservice to what the day means. And This is a post about his father who served in the military. And I told y'all, he served 23 years in the Army, and he was a proud member of the 82nd Airborne Division, right? And salute to his father. Now, we is going to go back up to how big it had got, because the Daily Mail news reporter went to his property, went to his home, and tried to ask him about the national anthem controversy. And Michael Strahan basically snatched the phone from him and threw it somewhere. So that added fuel to the situation, and Michael also responded to that. Check it out.
Strahan also appeared to acknowledge a paparazzi run-in he had, in which he was seen grabbing the phone of a reporter who was waiting outside his home and trying to get a comment from him on the scandal. The Fox Sports anchor said he had regret over the situation, but hoped fans would understand his perspective if they heard it directly from him.
I want to address what happened this past weekend, and I feel like I need to address it because it spilled over to the point where I get out of my car today and I'm ambushed by a media outlet here at my house, which I'm not proud of the way I handled that whole situation, but I think anybody out there can understand the things you're going to do. You're going to protect your family and you're going to protect your home, which is what I felt like I needed to do in that moment.
So there you have it. He's saying like, hey, he may have did it, the wrong way, but he got family over here and you got the media at his house, and he's probably already not, feeling good about all the controversy involving the national anthem. Now, what do y'all think so far, Calscan? Do you think that he did this because he was trying to be unpatriotic? Do you think he was doing it because he was trying to make it about himself and start some controversy? Now, before we end this, let's talk about some athletes that did protest during the national anthem. Let's talk about these people right here. Now, you got Colin Kaepernick, when 2016, the San Francisco 49ers quarterback knelt during the national anthem to bring attention to police brutality and racial inequality. Kaepernick's protest sparks a national debate and was featured on the cover of Time magazine. And also, he's been blackballed from NFL. Now, let's talk about Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. I might be saying it wrong, but forgive me. But this was an excellent player that played for the NBA from 1995 to 1996 with the Denver Nuggets. And he refused to stand for the national anthem, saying it would violate his Muslim faith. The NBA suspended him for one game, but he eventually reached a compromise to stand and pray during the anthem. And I remember that. And what he did, instead of having his hand over the heart, he did the Islam prayer. Now, let's go on to Eric Reed. The Carolina Panthers player continues to kneel during the national anthem. He still do it. Now, Kenny Stills, the Houston Texans player, continues to kneel during the national anthem, even though it could threaten his job. And Albert Wilson, the Miami Dolphins player, continues to kneel during the national anthem. So I just want to compare those guys versus Michael Strahan. You have these five guys who actually is protesting, getting attention, and I guess if you want to call it unpatriotic, I don't know. It depends on who you talk to. I'm just a man on the couch and from Cottage Grove, you know what I'm saying? But I just want you to understand that right there did cause controversy. So I gotta ask y'all this, Couch Gang. I gotta ask y'all, is Michael Strahan a victim or volunteer? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think it's a big deal that a person don't put their hand over the heart? Do you think that he or she has that right not to put their hand over the heart? Do you think that individual has the right not even to stand up for the national anthem? Get back to me, let me know.
Y'all tell me what y'all think. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Cows Gang, Cows Gang.